Good news, everyone! We didn't come to our senses on day one, so here we are for the 2v2 tourney. We have our 4 pilots in lobby immediately, so we are almost ready to go here. All right, map ban will proceed. Coin Flip says Lizzie and Daenerys Walker get the first map ban.
So we're not banning based on class at this point?
No, it is a pure tonnage match. In 2v2s, you have a total of 150 tons to spend on your 2 mechs, however you see fit.
Well, that makes things easier.
Yep, it'll streamline things rather nicely, and it leaves open a lot of possible combinations, different strats. A couple of heavies, an assault and a medium, an assault and a light. It depends on what you want to run. But there's a lot more counterplay and complexity involved in the 2v2. So, Caves is out and Factory is out. Followed by Liao's Jungle. I get the feeling this is going to be the all Steiner Coliseum all the time channel. Or not. Steiner is out.
So Boreal.
Indeed it is. I'm just making sure these pilots do want NA servers, because 2 of them are EU-based. All right. And there is no drop order as well, simply because both pilots are selecting. So pilots will lock as soon as they are ready, and away we will go. Data apparently having some artisanal decisions to make at the last moment here. Oh yeah, full teams to no. I still have no idea why that's even an option. Messes me up every time. Boreal Reach with Lizzie and Daenerys Walker against Krasnopesky and Data. Lizzie and Daenerys Walker, I believe, are our 2 highest ranked pilots in this whole tourney. Ranked 3rd and 22nd in the entire game according to Jarl's list, so that's a heavy hitting pair. Daenerys Walker and Lizzie going heavy DACA with a Cataphract Ilya Muromets and a Victor 9A1. I get the feeling we're going to see 6 AC-10s on the field here. But only time will tell. Triple AC-10 on the Ilya Muromets.
Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
And triple AC-10 on the Victor 9A1. They're going heavy DACA, dead simple. Meanwhile, Krasnopesky and Data, AC-2 spam, identical Jaeger S's with 4 AC-2s and 4 medium lasers. Hard meta for Boreal Reach. Let's see how they compare against those AC-10s. It'll depend on whether Lizzie and Daenerys Walker can close the distance rapidly enough to get within optimal. And they already are at 500 meter optimal. They're going to be focusing fire, trying very hard to burn down Data, one mech at a time. Focus fire becomes very important in 2v2 tourneys. You have to cycle your armor in and out accurately. You have to move as a pair, coordinate extremely well. Hard run for Boreal proving superior here. And Ilya Muromets is already down, and Daenerys and Lizzie is in very bad shape in the Victor, and he drops. Whew. Spicy. A lot more going on in 2v2s. I need to learn to talk faster. How's it going today, Riding?
It's going alright. Sorry I'm late.
No worries. Daenerys Walker at 0 damage. I guess he never had time to clear the mounts on his Ilya Muromets. Fairly even damage on Krasnopesky at Data, 360 and 320 apiece. Potent stuff. High mounts in those Jaegers, very hard to counter with the hills on Boreal. Has the perfect profile for this map. And the scary part is the Jaeger Double D, the mech that's really good at that strat, was actually banned out for the tourney. So that's the second pick option.
So, did Daenerys DC, or did he get cleaned out that quickly? There's a question about that in chat.
I don't think he DC'd. He was moving forward in the perspective that I saw. I will double check. Oh no, I see Daenerys is disconnected here. Let me double check. One moment. Let's cover that with a pair of mech bays and a 500 MC giveaway, shall we? I will get in touch with Daenerys and see what happened.
Get right to the fun stuff at the start. Okay.
Yeah, more chance for technical issues in 2v2s, unfortunately. Let's see what we can handle here.
Well, there's a consolation prize if I saw one. Daenerys Walker just won 500 MC.
And he doesn't even have the stream up to see it. Well, we can call that one official, I think. What do you say?
Hey, name came up. I call it good.
Daenerys crashed hard. He just posted a screenshot in our tourney chat of scanning and repairing Drive C.
Ooh.
Good God. Okay, then. We will put a pause in this match. We will have to come back to Data Krasnopesky versus Lizzie and Daenerys Walker in a bit. So we'll move on to our second match. One moment, need to communicate that to our competitors and go ahead with the with 2 other giveaways.
Mech Bay coming up. Codeine 42 with the first of the 2 mech bays. And our final mech bay winner of this cycle is going to be Lurka with the final mech bay.
All right, Daenerys might be back in just a moment here. His PC is doing Windows 10 things, unfortunately.
Oh, goody.
Well, in the meantime, do we want to show what the initial bracket looks like?
By all
and go over
means.
that? Alright. Bracket is up on stream.
Daenerys has made it through his PC shutdown. He is currently launching, so it'll be just a sec. We're going to sit tight in this lobby.
Excellent. Ridingwolf. Any overnight donations, or is my total of 361.72 still accurate?
That is still accurate.
Okay. So, I want to see that go over 500.
That would be really nice.
Just in case someone wasn't tuned in for the 2v2 or the 1v1 yesterday, Ridingwolf, do you mind going through the spiel again?
Sure, not a problem. So, I am a former Army Ranger vet and I was injured in a parachuting accident that actually killed me 4 times on the way to the hospital. After 2 decades of being told that there was nothing wrong with me by the VA, suddenly the VA found something wrong with me, and it's endangering the status of my legs. I have a surgery coming up on March the 21st. I've had multiple surgeries over the last 12 months. Um, let's see here, January 24th, my birthday, I lost my left leg. So things are going downhill really quickly for me right now. The surgery on the 21st is another one to try and save my right leg. So anything that you can do, want to do to help would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we got a rather nice chunk in yesterday, but we're hoping to clear the 500 mark by the end of the day. That's the reason for all the tournament nonsense here. All right, MK4I9661 and Desert2 are in. Stimrog and Bowser are next up for our 2v2 segment. We will get back to Krasnopesky, Data, Lizzie, and Daenerys Walker in the next match. Today's just going to be me saying a bunch of names. Ooh, we have another anonymous benefactor coming in to spice up the giveaways.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you,
Good
Anonymous
God.
Factor.
Dickensian, but I like it. All right, let me add that to our list here. So having started the tourney, the amount of paperwork is only going up. Rip me. All right.
And professional streamer. Yes, I am moving stuff around on screen while everyone's watching.
That's okay. It's a community-run league. It's rustic. It's not unprofessional. We're just trying to be accessible.
Thank you, Ragnar.
All right, Desert2 and MK4I9661, which, yes, I am going to say the full name every time, are back in. Bowser and Stimmark are good to go. First band, Team 1. Caves is out.
So for those of you having trouble with the donation link, Moobot is conveniently putting a period on the end of the link, trying to make a complete sentence. Take the period off. I'll see if I can clean up Moobot in a bit.
Moobot is a grammar Nazi confirmed. Please get out of the way of charity, Moobot. We appreciate it. Caves is out and Liao is out from Bowser and Stimrog. This is a somewhat asymmetrical match. Bowser and Stimrog are two very, very, very well regarded 2v2 pilots, and both very good 1v1 pilots, as proved by their first lineup against each other yesterday. Stim went on to win the 1v1 tourney yesterday. So we have strong ones here. Caves, Liao, Factory, and Boreal are out, leaving Steiner as the pick. Not
Can we get
Grimplex
a
this
beat
idiot.
permission?
All right, finer points of the rules going on in here. Team 1 is going to lock. Team 2 will lock shortly. And we have someone asking for a 5-minute break in between the matches. So I guess having just begun and having had the first match be a little interesting, we're going to have a break after this. But so be it.
We didn't want this to go easy.
No. If it was easy, it'd be no fun at all. I've been DM'd 6 times since this thing started. What are you people trying to do to me?
Oh, let me add some. Hold on.
Make your life easier.
Well, it wouldn't be Mech Warrior Online without at Mechanic. All right then, ready up, and away we go. Both teams at 140 tons, leaving 10 tons on the table. Some popular picks at the 70-ton bracket, perhaps. Let's see what we have. See, one of the biggest differences in a 2v2 versus a 1v1 is how much more important your positioning is. If you get caught out and wind up getting focused down by 2 mechs, that's going to be the end of you no matter what you do. Mistakes are punished much harder here. So team coordination is the name of the game. Desert 2 and MK4I, running a Mad Dog C, a popular pick from yesterday, and a Victor 9A1. Probably looking at heavy LBX concentrations here, so let's see. No, Mad Dog A running a configuration I quite enjoy, an LB20 and 4 SRM6 Artemis, presumably with a shield side in there to catch a good amount of damage. And the Victor is rocking... Where are you? It's a DACA Victor, 2 Ultra 10s and an Ultra 5, risky. But the damage output is undeniable. Bowser and Stim also running heavy DACA, with Bowser in a Delete Direwolf. UAC 20, 2 UAC 10s, 2 UAC 5s. That is a vicious build. And Stim in a Splat Arctic Wolf, going to be trying to hunt some backs here. Stim has been spotted by his opponent, so odds are he's going to have a difficult time approaching, especially with those long-range DACA mechs taking high positions on the far side of the map. Stim approaches, he's going to try and keep him uncomfortable.
New target.
These two are running a serious risk here. It's very easy for one target to get isolated when you're well spread like this, so Bowser needs to give Stimrod plenty of cover as he approaches. Desert 2 and MK4 already backing off to try and isolate Stimrod.
Target spotted.
Stimrod letting fly, plenty of widely spread damage from those SRM6s. Still getting in a good farm. Mad Dog is weak in the right torso, and with an LXL engine locked into that mech, it'll lose a lot of DPS if it pops. And that Victor is probably LFE as well, so the same story goes for that mech. Victor looking pretty alright. Left torso is quite weak, CT weak, but all armor currently intact. Stimrog playing very risky. He's in there getting it mixed up. What's Bowser up to now? Bowser's still at range. Waiting for the mechs to expose. Stimrog has gone down, courtesy of that early rush. Bowser's still fresh, so if these mechs approach him, it's very possible he could take them both down solo. Running quite low on ammunition for all of his cannons, especially the UAC 5s.
Target spotted.
Airstrike out. Cheeky, why not? Welcome to to the MWO Comp, where we throw airstrikes on a crowded theater. Bowser playing it cautious. He knows that he is solo now, so everything is riding on his shoulders. Plenty of time remaining in the match, no particular pressure there. Bowser starts moving in, trying to reach optimal range for his Ultra AC-20. But the high ground belongs to the Victor, who can easily pick the Direwolf's side torsos apart from that range.
New target.
He is probably aware of the armor condition of his opponents. He had the targeting information from Stimraug. Exposed to the Victor with the Mad Dog rushing him. Oh, most of his cannons gone or jammed, down to a UAC 20, and even that stripped. And Bowser and Stimrog take a loss in their first match. Aggressive play from that Arctic Wolf could have paid off very nicely if he got a nice back to dump all those SRMs into, but in this case, no such luck.
Quite the upset.
Indeed it was. Excellent start. We like upsets around here, they make for good television. That gives Bowser and Stimrog the first ban for the next round.
Which will be happening in an exciting approximately 5 minutes.
Yes.
More giveaways?
I think so. Give me just a sec.
So, Kirillon, are you familiar with marbles?
I mean, the general concept, and I've thrown a few around, yes.
The website Marbles. I hear it's very entertaining for people to sit and watch in long breaks.
Oh, geez. The marble races?
Yes.
Have you seen the guy that does the full-on Marble Olympics?
No, I have not come across that yet.
Oh, you need to find this gentleman on YouTube.
This is a very special corner of the internet.
Okay,
He
I will
takes it
definitely look into that.
way, way, way past where anyone should. It's to the point he's got sets, he's got storylines for the different marbles.
In all seriousness, go look it up and watch when you get a sec here. It's really fun to hear how people react to it.
Well, I mention it because yesterday we had multiple requests for marbles and breaks, and today we've had a couple already.
It's a program, right? Or is it a website? So I thought you had to download it, which might take some prep.
It's like one of those live feed sites of Aquarium.
Ah, okay.
Well, I mean, we've got
We can see.
Forest Colony going on. We have a live feed there while we wait for PGI to give us
To
the
drop
classic maps.
version. I'm looking forward to that. I've heard a lot of good things about those maps, but they were before my time, so.
They're phenomenal. Imagine a guaranteed brawl on a cold map.
Oh.
Frozen City, but good.
And a
Turns
cave.
out I'm behind on bands, it looks like. So, Oriole
Boreal
Dawn.
Caves and Factory are all out.
I mean, I should just leave caves flagged.
We'll see. In 2v2s, it can be particularly nasty. I mentioned how dangerous it is to get isolated in those cases. And to get isolated on a map like that, where you have such short sight lines, is much easier. So that is an extremely risky pick in a 2v2 scenario. All right, Daenerys Walker is back online, so we'll be returning to that match right after this one finishes up. This could be the decider if Desert 2 and MK4I have another good match, and this would be a pretty big upset to open things up.
Indeed it would.
I'm surprised to see so many pilots taking DACA mechs right off the bat. DACA with ultra autocannons is always risky in 2v2s. If you get a badly timed jam, that can be the end of your day. On the other hand, if you absolutely positively need someone dead and you're willing to take some RNG to get there, they're awesome weapons.
Well, we saw a little bit of the negative RNG aspect of it yesterday, where people were losing matches because of UX as opposed to winning.
Yeah, well, there was that match between Teos and Black Jester that was a remarkable display of RNG luck. Even with the jam chance quirks on that summoner, Black Jester was still able to ride his UAC 10s for an incredible length of time with no jams at all.
But the one jam that he did get was the one that cost him the match.
I'm not sure if he was jammed or if he was actually critted out at that point.
Crit.
Remember, he was up against LBX. It's quite possible those cannons were simply destroyed.
I was fighting him. I crit him.
Nicely done.
Oh no,
We saw someone get all crit by heavy machine guns later on when facing Blue Splint. That was a nasty way to lose. All right, Team 2 waiting on the tonnage lock. Let's see here.
Ragnar, give me just a minute for PayPal to update, and I will thank you appropriately.
At a volume proportional to your generosity.
Oh, you have got to be kidding me, dude. Seriously?
What did he go and do?
He dropped a C note.
Ooh, thank you very much, Ragnar. That's a nice little boost toward our goal.
We are at 481.72 now.
Ooh,
wow.
Spitting distance. I wonder, can we be at 500 before the end of this drop? There's someone out there who can spare their mech pack money? We'll see.
The generosity of this community is untouched at times.
I'm touched, guys. Really, honestly, I'm touched, and thank you from the bottom of my heart, Ragnar. And my wife yells thank you from the back room also.
She's welcome to come up and say a few words if she cares to. Happy to help out. All right, this time around, same combination from Desert 2 and MK4I, the DACA Victor and the Brawl Mad Cats C. Mad Dog C. There are too many animal named mechs on the clan side. I keep tripping over my own tongue.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies.
All right, and on the flip side, Bowser and Stimrog are rocking a pulse laser-based Marauder Bounty Hunter. Interesting. Well equipped for energy, though it's not really thought of very often on the Marauder. Stimraug rocking another splat mech, this time a linebacker with 5 SRM-6s with Artemis. Apparently rather tired of the high spread from his SRM-6s in the Arctic Wolf last drop. We'll see what Bowser's strat is going to be here. He has an unusual pick. We're going to try and win his trades with these Daka mechs. But will they expose enough, and can they close the distance before they are burned down? Bowser peeking from behind the big rock near his spawn. Getting some damage in.
May I have permission, please?
And we have a bit of a 1v1 situation coming out here. Stimraug and Bowser have split up a little bit. Stim giving MK4i plenty of time to damage his back. He's almost halved. Bowser similarly with damage in the Marauder 2C. In the Marauder. Oh, Stimraug takes out Desertu. A Pulse Marauder is part of a team that is on the verge of winning this unless there are any slip-ups. Very unusual pick for a 1v1 scenario, and yet somehow it's working. One touch on MK4i and down he goes. Splat linebacker and Pulse Bounty Hunter 2. That is an odd pair in a 2v2 if I've ever seen one, but it comes through. Bowser and Stim carry the day against Daka and Hard Brawl. Beautiful match. Stimraug probably farming up plenty of damage in that splat linebacker, but MK4i and the Victor coming in with 400, highest damage in the match despite the loss. Damage trail even across both teams. So that puts us at 1-1 for the first round here. Third round will decide it. All right, Stimraug holding out. Legendary Endurance coming into play here. And with the loss in that round, Desertu and MK4i get the first map ban on the next match.
And we are at 50172. Thank you.
Gentlemen, ladies in the MechWarrior Online community, thank you very much. I don't know what number I was planning to hit, but 500 is one hell of a nice round number. Beautifully done.
You beautiful, beautiful people, you. I love you all.
So who's going to be the... Oh, gonna say, who's going to be the nice person that makes that a nice round number?
We'll see. We'll see. I think someone donated in euros, and that made things a little interesting. MK4i comes in with a factory ban. Boreal is out. Ban's taking a little longer today. I think the pilots are having a little back and forth about what mechs and strats they have available. Plenty of background scheming going on. Boreal out from Stimraug. I think everyone who watched the first match is rather dubious of that that display from the Jaegers on Boreal Reach. Don't want to give an opportunity for that to happen again. MK4i banning out caves. Steiner and Jungle remain. Let's see what it's going to be. Liao Jungle, it shall be. Bowser has dropped out of the lobby, presumably to rebuild. Re-invite him. Team will have a first lock, and we will be good to go once Bowser gets back in the lobby. There we are. So far, I don't think any team has used the full 150 tons available. Everyone opting for lighter mechs that tend to use probably going for certain quirks or loadouts that synergize well with each other instead of going for raw hit points. And just like that, I stand corrected. Team 1 takes 150 tons. Caster's Curse rears its ugly head. And Tios, I don't know who gave you that Baru sub, but I'm delighted that you have it. You can out-Rusip Trandoris at this point.
Amazon Prime is a thing.
Oh, right. Some of the best emotes on Twitch. Good pick. And away we go with Bowser and Stimrog again, dropping 10 tons light. Unusual picks from these two so far. Mechs that don't necessarily synergize well, but in one case they got excellent results out of a very strange pick. We'll see if they can repeat it. Desire to an MK4I changing it up for the Summoner Prime and a Victor 9A1. Probably looking at Daka again, a repeat of the Twin UAC 10 build from yesterday on the Summoner, most likely.
Which is an interesting pick due to its lack of leg armor.
Lack of leg armor if you're carrying quick play ammo loads. If you're a couple tons light for 1v1s, you can be just fine. And Deseritu does have stripped arms, so it seems like that's exactly what he's done. Bowser is reprising the Bounty Hunter 2 with his large and medium pulse lasers. And Stimraug has reprised the linebacker. So the same lineup as last time on Bowser and Stim, but a little more firepower coming to the field for MK4I and Deseritu. Let's see what they can pull off. Stim playing it initially cautious, trying not to reveal his position yet. Bowser moving left to cover him, get some initial burns in on the targets.
25%. Target
Take some
acquired.
damage with no trades back. Bowser's right side a bit rough.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Stimraug on the attack, closing distance rapidly. If Deseritu and MK4I fall back, he'll wind up isolated. He's in a bit of an awkward spot trapped behind this boulder here. He's going to take Daka no matter what when he gets out. Surprised he isn't trying to rotate around toward the Alpha 2 quadrant.
Airstrike
There's a nice big piece of terrain to play around there.
Target spotted.
online. Airstrike.
Looks like Bowser is advancing to join Stimraug.
Target spotted.
Summoner Prime center torso very weak. Infamously large center torso on that mech. It's one good SRM volley away from dropping. Stimraug taking a lot of risk, playing his linebacker very aggressively, but working around Bowser's positioning quite well. To continue to advance. Victor's weak in the left torso, not its most important. It can lose that and still have the majority of its weaponry, and it does. Stimraug takes out the left torso on the Victor. With an LFE engine, he'll now be capped on DPS pretty heavily. Right torso now weak on the Victor, with Stimraug blasting the back of it with SRMs. Right torso weak. Bowser has dropped his air too, and one touch on the Victor. Can Stimraug do it? Not quite. The Victor twists well. Looks to fight another day, but only once. Bowser and Stimraug take it over MK4I and Deseritu. Well played. A medium and large pulse Bounty Hunter 2. What the heck? That is not a mech I would have chalked up as a 1v1 pick. Yet here we are.
Well, good news. This is 2v2.
Indeed. Silly me. That explains why there's so many extra pilots in my lobby. All right, and we return to match 1, bringing in Krasnopesky, Data, Dinair Walker, and Lizzie. Krasnopesky was paired with Pasha for the last tournament, so I'm sitting here trying to remember the right player whose name ends with an A and has a small number of characters, all caps with spaces in the middle. Almost got that backwards. Alright then. So these guys are going to be on Boreal again. They've elected to use the same map and the same mech picks from their last round. So Daenerys and Lizzie have telegraphed their hand a little bit despite the loss from last time. But then again, Daenerys did just blindly walk into the enemy courtesy of Windows 10 being a thing. And we'll see if this time can flip it around. Away we go. And let's see. All pilots sticking to their word. We have exactly the same mechs dropped as last time.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
So let's see if these Jaegers can withstand triple AC-10s. Now that they know the pick, the Jaegers might actually position a bit differently, backing up onto the walls instead of advancing to the hills in front of them closer to the optimal range of the AC-10s. But no. Krasnopesky and Data are advancing. They will take the same position as before from the looks of things. Probably coordinating on comms to make sure they crest the hill together. And immediately we have contact. Lizzie and Daenerys Walker closing distance rapidly, trying to make use of their better minimum range, better optimal range. And Lizzie's getting focused hard. Already open CT and very, very weak on that Victor. Lizzie drops. Now the focus is on Daenerys Walker. They're trying to pop his left torso, figuring he might have an XL engine in that cataphract. Open center torso, open left torso on Daenerys Walker. Won't take long before he gets dropped, and there it is. Not sure if there was an XL engine in there. He dies to CT. But an XL would be a very strange pick for a 1v1, so in all likelihood CT was the right call from Krasno and Data. And even without Windows 10 intervening, Lizzie and Daenerys Walker take a loss.
I have faith that they'll come back from it.
We'll see. I suspect a lot of pilots are trying unusual stuff for their first drop and relying on the next two drops for more reliable strats, perhaps. And we'll see if the pilots want to change it up for this round. Caves and factory out. Will we see caves at all in the 2v2 maps? Nair and Lizzie electing to ban Boreal twice, using 2 of their votes simultaneously. Data asking for a brief pause. Hey, Kurlon.
Yes?
Roll for 1000 MC.
Okay.
Oh, 1,000.
Mm-hmm. Generous benefactors once again.
It's time for the big boys.
1000 MC. Rando 1710. Feels body.
I don't think so. I believe I've seen them chat maybe in Lord Majestic's chat before.
Was it
Okay.
Rando as in like Rambo the character,
Oh,
or
wait.
Rando?
I see him in chat being active, so my bot detection skills are horrible.
Turns out humans are bad at detecting bots. Who'd have thunk it?
Normally, this tool is great at finding bots, but it's failing today. Congratulations, Rando.
Alright, you should have your codes more or less immediately. I will be sending them out just as soon as I can to try and stay on top of things. Then again, I have too many tabs open as usual, so... One moment here. Alright, Team 2 has locked. That leaves it on Team 1. Krillon, can you get me the name for the second mech bay that you gave away?
I can. It is Lurka, Llerka.
Alright.
Oh, and it looks like the snow has picked back up on Forest Colony.
And you did say it was Codeine 42 for the first one, right? Any weird
Correct.
spelling there?
No. CODIENE 42.
There we go. Of course, I have to write individual personalized messages on each of these awards for that artisanal touch. Otherwise, it'd be much quicker and far too easy. Alright, Airwalker reprising Hasilia Murametz. The Russian Jade Falcon player running the classic Russian mech, I suppose. Seems to be a favorite of his despite the iffy results so far.
No matter the cost.
Nominal.
Lizzie again in the same mech, Triple AC-10 Victor 9A1. Same mech, different map. Let's see if it pays off.
Engaged. Target.
Krasno and Data also mirroring their picks, both running AC-2 Jaegers. Simple strat, run together, docker them down. Let's see who makes it happen.
Target acquired.
Superior range on the AC-2 Jaegers, of course, but then again, they are within range of the AC-10s. Didn't serve them terribly well last time. Let's see if they can reprise their win. The Jaeger's not afraid of closing distance, despite the lack of tonnage and the relatively poor hitboxes on those mechs. Lizzie drops Krasnopesky, Data drops to Airwalker, it's down to a 1v1. Victor busted up, but then again so is Data. Left torso open on Data, AC and XL. Very close. If Data's XL, this is the end. He's not. Oh! Data clutches it out with yellow structure remaining and manages to put down Krasnopesky. Manages to put down Lizzie and Airwalker. Oh, Airwalker died to a CT ammo detonation. Fairly rare way to go, but it does happen. Very, very poor luck from Daenerys. Not even with crit-seeking weapons. Alright, with that, Krasnopesky and Data will advance into the top 4.
So, for those curious how you're going to get your prizes, once the artisans are done handcrafting individual MC, they will delicately wrap them in flowered paper, and then you will get a message from Metachanic telling you what your code is.
It will be couriered to you by a burly man in a Range Rover with a briefcase chained to his wrist. Naturally, one of those fancy aluminum ones that they keep the nuclear football in. No, it'll just be a DM. I am behind on one at this point. Other than that, I believe we're up to date. So give me just a moment. I'll get our next players into lobby, and then the rest of the codes will go out.
Okay,
Well,
and
don't
I have
forget
seen
about the
both.
flowers and ribbons and balloons and all that.
And the mariachi band and the dancing troupe.
Yes.
So Lurka and Codeine have both recently been active in chat, so they're either really good bots or actual people.
Well, with your bot detection skills, I'm going to go with actual people. I'm just saying.
Your confidence is probably fairly accurately placed, or in this case, not placed in me.
All right, pilots are on their way in. Nick Dressery and Pirate Queen Beckett taking the stage. We are still waiting on level 198777. And Volkadov, who has just appeared. Excellent. All right, just double checking to make sure I got everyone. Also artisanally crafting invitations to the lobby here, inviting all pilots by name. There we are. And Team 2 gets the first map ban this time around.
It is that personal
Alright.
touch that makes this tournament.
Right? Again, rustic. All right, sending out that one missing code as we speak. There we go.
Once again, we're double plus banning maps.
Double plus on pick. Guess they want to be absolutely certain. So you know these pilots are operating in lockstep. They type exactly the same thing in the chat seconds apart. We'll see if anyone can exactly nail the timing today. That's the real key to 2v2 success. So Caves Falls is the first, as is tradition around here, apparently. Caves out and Boreal out.
Volkadav didn't get the memo that he's supposed to repeat the ban.
Apparently not. Lack of coordination will bite them in the end. Waiting on Team 1 to ban. Let's see where we land. And I would like our teams to try and keep the band snappy. Please discuss in advance if you can, just to keep things moving on the stream. Greatly appreciated. So Caves, Boreal, and Factory are out, leaving us with Steiner and Liao Jungle once again. Seem to be the two most popular maps for these picks.
We have a new donation total. We are at 511.14.
Still uneven numbers. No one OCD out there?
Could you repeat that total again?
Yes, just a second. It is 511.14.
Okay, so we're not making it a round number, we're just making it different odd numbers.
Hey, somebody with OCD will show up in the chat soon.
Alright, waiting on Team 2 for first lock. We will be dropping on Liao Jungle. Team 2 coming in at 140 tons so far. Let's see if they take advantage of that last 10. 145? Almost. Level locks and Pirate Queen Beckett locks. Team 1 to lock, sitting at 140 tons. Alright, away we go. Team 2 dropping 5 tons heavier at 145 than Team 1's 140. Let's see if that winds up being a decisive difference. I haven't seen any lights or 100-ton assault. Well, I haven't seen a 100-ton assault, actually. There was the Arctic Wolf plus Dire Wolf combination earlier today. Most teams apparently opting to skip lights, which is making me wonder if we should lower the tonnage limit for the next tourney and see if that gives us some more interesting combinations. Could be particularly interesting with the prevalence of mediums during yesterday's 1v1 tourney. Seems there are some stronger picks out there. Alright, Volkodov and Drezery bringing a combination that's been quite popular today, the Victor 9A1 and the Mad Dog C.
Reactor online.
And that will be matched up against Pirate Queen Beckett and a Crab 27B, a popular pick from the 1v1 tourney yesterday, rocking 6 medium pulse lasers and really, really good hitboxes. Nick Drezery's Mad Cat B carrying a pair of LB-20s, the classic combo, set to chain fire on one weapon group for some reason. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. Volkodov in a Victor 9A1 with 2 heavy Gauss rifles. I get the feeling the Russians might be having a little fun here. Those Gauss rifles are fragile, but devastating weapons. They don't have a whole lot of DPS for a 1v1 tourney. So we'll see if Volkodov can land every shot and keep his side torsos alive. You can disassemble that medium very quickly. Lands a clean shot on the center torso of the Crab, dropping into orange armor in a single volley. Heavy Gauss, truly nasty weapon.
Target acquired.
Beckett's Crab backs off. Lev advances in his Nightstar. Takes another clean hit from Volkodov. Red CT armor, red left torso armor on the Nightstar. This is the version corked for Ultra AC-20 Ghost Heat, so you can fire both of those UAC-20s without a heat spike. Nasty combination up close, but he hasn't been able to capitalize so far. Volkodov and his heavy Gauss rifle is not getting focused terribly hard. The Mad Dog receiving the majority of the fires thus far. Lev is half, which would be most of the tonnage off the field if he goes down. One side torso away from destroyed. Volkodov tries to thread the shot.
We're taking critical losses. We need you to pull through.
Acquired.
Beckett forcing Volkodov to refocus. Getting very aggressive with the Crab, going to pop that side torso. Trying to crit the heavy Gauss rifles out. Only 2 volleys remaining on Volkodov. Probably not enough to clutch this out. 1 shot remains. He can take down the Nightstar, but the Crab will be left. Whiffs his last shot. The Nightstar stays up, and Volkodov will be left to be picked apart by Beckett and Level. Miscalculations from the Russians there. Aggressive play that didn't quite pay off. Lev and Beckett seem to have won this one with coordination.
Override. Shut down. Medium base.
Oh, and Lev manages to overheat to death. Ghost heat, or sorry, the heat from those UAC-20 is apparently a bit too much for his mech missing its side torso. Beckett and Lev take the win. An upset over Volkodov. And let's see here. Interesting. For reference, that was a player seated at 13,500 and 2,800 on Jarl's list, upsetting players seated at 48 and 155th overall in the game. Big upset there. So that will leave Volkodov and Drezery with the map band first. Round 2 begins. We'll see if we see a change-up from Volkodov and Drezery.
May I have permission to post link?
Certainly. Thank you for being so polite and asking. I'm sorry I have to do it this way.
No worries, I understand.
Spamming's not cool, kids, unless it's copy pastas. as we established yesterday.
So, since someone just messaged me and said that we've had about 50 more people enter since I came in, I wanted to let everybody know that this goal for today, this charity stream, is for me personally to cover medical expenses related to injuries that I suffered as an Army Ranger veteran. And basically, the last 2 decades, the VA has been telling me that there's nothing additionally wrong with my legs after a parachuting accident, up until about a year ago when a doctor found that my legs were deteriorating and decided that they needed to start doing emergency invasive surgeries. I've had about 14 surgeries over the last 12 months and ended up in me losing my left leg at the end of January, and I'm in danger of still losing my right leg. So that's why we're all here today. That's why you guys are absolutely awesome people, and thank you very much.
We've already met our goal of $500, which we established completely on the fly during the stream yesterday. Clearly, we underestimated you guys, and I'd love to continue to do so.
I thought the goal was 750.
Oh, you're right. I misspoke. Chat, get on that. All right, both teams locked. Volkodov and Dresry switching it up at 150 tons. Beckett and Lev staying at 145. Probably no change from them, so we should see the UAC-20 Ghost Heat Quark Night Star showing up alongside the Crab here. A very, very asymmetrical pair there. An exclamation point Ridingwolf in the chat for the PayPal link to support Ridingwolf.
Just remember to take the period off the link.
There is that, yes, because we are, once again, a very professional stream.
I don't blame you for the problems with the period. I blame Moobot.
This is Command. Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
One moment here. We have a pilot who says he's dropped the wrong mech. Annihilator 1A. Yeah, the Annihilator 1A is banned. All right, we have a incorrect mech pick here. Lev has elected to allow a redrop. The Annihilator 1A is banned, of course. It is one of the strongest mechs in regular Solaris, as well as in the this meta. So we decided to ban it in the name of variety. And there's a race to kill the Annie. Apparently, people aren't big fans of seeing that thing in this queue. Let's go ahead and finish this out.
5% of the enemies are eliminated. We're taking critical losses. We need you to pull through. Come in. Control the surface. Can anyone read?
All right.
That is an awesome copy pasta.
Awesome copy pasta, you say? I need to get caught up. Hi, Asher. All right, we're going to do an immediate redrop back onto Liao Jungle, this time presumably with a legal pick. I would be policing these in the lobby if I could see which mechs each pilot was picking, but unfortunately it can't be spotted until the drop starts. All right, Volkodov and Dresry have locked immediately. Lev, I believe, is still in loading cycle. And away we go. If it triggers Metacanic, I'll allow it. Thanks, Kurlan. Love you too. All right, Nick Dressery has swapped up his 100-tonner for another 100-tonner, a Direwolf W. Is he doing what I think he might be doing? Those of you who are fans of MechWarrior Online on YouTube may recognize the Direwolf W as the chassis on which the Dire Star is built.
Nominal.
And that is not what he has done. He is running double Ultra 10s and triple Ultra 5s. So, fairly standard DACA build, not even the higher risk DACA builds that we're used to seeing out of the Direwolf when in 1v1 scenarios.
And here I was getting my hopes up for a Dire Star to show up.
Right? They're not banned, just saying. And the Crab is turning out to be a popular pick here, with Volkodov switching to a very subtly painted lime green RJF 6 medium pulse Crab, mirroring Beckett's pick from the first match. Got a good poking position. Beckett caught a bit in the open. Vulnerable to DACA from the Direwolf, who is not really in position just yet. Hunting it now. And Volkodov trying very hard to win his peaks against the Night Star and the Crab, but he's not peeking quite far enough to clear all of his lasers, so he's gaining heat without completing a full alpha there. Volkodov, level playing it fairly passive here, staying toward the back and the Night Star. Those mounts are quite difficult to clear unless you can peek a ridge, but trying to get around those corners, he's going to have a difficult time bringing those big UAC-20s to bear. Already open center torso, structure weak, but this is a heavily structured cork mech. Still a good chunk of health remaining. On the other hand, it has infamously large side torso hitboxes. Oh, Beckett drops Dressery. Direwolf goes down. This brings it down to a Pulse Crab versus a Pulse Crab and a Night Star. And we'll see if Volkodov can bring down Lev. It's quite possible. There we are. He pops the center torso. Beckett has the armor edge here. He could very easily take this if he plays it cautiously enough. Both pilots managing their heat carefully. Volkodov shielding his open right leg. Volkodov also open on the center torso and the left torso. Very weak in many components. Beckett weak on the center torso and especially the right torso. But all armor closed so far. Definite edge here. He plays this carefully. It should be Beckett's match.
Critical damage.
Volkodov spreading damage well. All torsos open. Slowly closing the damage gap. It's still quite possible to pull this back. Right torso one touch on Volkodov. But with the Crab at 92 kph, it's likely this is a standard engine. Very possible that losing a side torso won't hurt his DPS at all. The Crab's nose is probably the point on the mech where the CT hitbox is largest, but it's a very difficult thing to focus cleanly. Both mechs with open side torsos. Anyone's match here. Volkodov playing it very cautiously. Left torso destroyed, and with it most of Volkodov's firepower. Gonna be hard to close the gap with a third of his weapons missing. Decent burn onto Beckett, but not quite enough. Based on the dissipation rate, it looks like Volkodov does have a light fusion engine. He's one touch and missing most of his DPS, and Beckett cleans it up. Big upset there, with Beckett and Lev 2-0ing Dressery and Volkodov. Good lord. Well, alright then. The underdogs advance.
641 damage out of that Crab by Volkodov.
Oof. Good lord. Quit farming, Volkodov. This is serious business.
We had another donation come in.
Did we now?
Yes, we did. We are at an even $520. Cat Baran.
Get untriggered, chat. Get untriggered. Alright, let's bring in our...
Thank you, Cat.
And in case you guys didn't know, Cat Baran, twitch.tv/Cat Baran for awesome streaming.
Yeah, the Crab is a big favorite here. I can see it in 1v1s, but I'm surprised to see it this strong in 2v2s. Next time we run this, I swear to God, I'm banning pilots whose names have spaces between every letter. Typing that was real fun. All right, invitations are out for our next set. Hey, Kurlon.
Yes?
I have 2 mech bays here that I just can't seem to get rid of.
Really?
Yeah, it'd be a shame if they had to waste away.
That seems like an odd problem to have. You wouldn't think that those would be hard to lose, but...
Can you think of anyone who might want one? Like anyone in the whole world?
Yeah, I think we've got... roughly 109 people that might be interested?
Well, let's see who puts their hand up. Bots, get active. The question is, can someone uneven that number now? Girls? I don't know. Certainly you couldn't. Hypothetically speaking, of course. Yeah, apparently some of our players are running on about 5 hours sleep, courtesy of the demands of the competitive schedule here, so we expected to see the occasional throw today, and this may have been the first that we saw.
Real mech warriors don't need sleep.
This is true. Just plug yourself into the caffeine dispensers in your mech and away you go.
2-time winner. It's Naked Montgomery Scott again.
One of yesterday's winners, why not?
Troy, definitely change your name to that.
And start the wheel for the next one.
Okay, this is funny. My text editor actually has Naked Montgomery Scott in the suggestions when I first type it in. It's almost like it knows.
You spent a lot of time talking with him, huh?
He makes an impression, let's put it that way.
You were asking for nudes.
Of Montgomery Scott? You know me too well. I'm a Star Trek fan, what can I say?
Okay, the consolation prize trend is continuing. RJF Volkodev with the other mech bay.
Which reminds me that I still owed an Airwalker his MC, actually. BRB, artisanally crafting messages.
Oh, we have another donation. Somebody decided to unbreak the even number, sort of. It is 524.
Well done, girls. Well done.
I mean, I want to be mad, but...
Hey, if it gets the goal higher up, I'm for it.
yeah.
All right. So, we are back to Liao Jungle once again. I think we have our most popular map pick for the day, by a wide margin.
Volkodev, that's your call. I can re-roll, or you can give that code to someone if you've got someone in mind.
He's totally okay to give the prize to others, so...
All right, I will unnote that one, and we will re-roll it in a few. Thank you very much, Volkodev.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
So I've just got to ask, what's the live feed for Forest Colony? I understand the joke, but where is that actually?
That's right outside my window.
Wow, that you have a beautiful view there.
I'm not looking forward to plowing it.
But Jack gets to enjoy it without worrying about plowing. It wins.
We've only gotten cold, very, very cold, and ice here all winter long. Even when they were telling us we were going to get like a snowstorm, it ended up only dropping like half an inch of, which is not good either, but...
Makes life easier, at least. Lake Town dropping the heavy dock at Direwolf for the second time today. Ultra 20, 2 Ultra 5s, 2 Ultra 10s. Vicious mech up close. Teos alongside him in a Vulcan 5T with 5 medium pulse lasers. Moving at XL engine speeds, so very possible that this mech is an XL. Risky pick from Teos, but a very agile, back-coring mech if played well. Slave Labor and Pelmashek running a combination we've seen several times today. Victor 9A1 and a Cataphract Ilyamura Mets. The latter with AC-10s, the latter with LB-10s, the former with AC-10s. We'll see if they can dock them down. Trying to focus the Direwolf immediately. Direwolf is within optimal, so it's quite nasty. Head open on Blaketown. Very possible he could die to a headshot if Pelmashek plays his cards right. Direwolf backing off, leaving Teos to take the brunt of the fire, and a very squishy mech, no less. Very thin Vulcan trying to hide behind that tree. Teos shuts down, doesn't keep his override on, and gets immediately wiped out. Vulcan quite thin, but not thin enough to hide behind that tree. Blaketown is left in the cord Direwolf, one touch from death, with AC-60 bearing down on him. This is not going to end well for the Direwolf. There we go. Teos and Blaketown take a loss.
And guess what I did?
Radiocast?
Yep.
Well, not quite. We're still on the thumbnail there. An artisanal micro stream, you know? That's okay. It's officially a stream now.
I was just about to say that. We're officially a stream now.
I'm gonna bust the stream for a moment. Yeah, I don't know where my markers went.
Hey, Nutty Rat.
Bob showing up in the Good 1v1 channel to say, fix the screen, and dropping his famous Pogachampe emote, if that's how you pronounce that crap. Thanks, Bob. Always appreciate the feedback. All right. Boreal and Factory are out. You haven't seen that one, Wolf?
No, I hadn't seen that one yet.
For those who haven't seen it, he managed to put the Pogger's frog eyes over the PogChamp mouth, distorted to the point of being like a Lovecraftian nightmare of an emote, put it that way. It's kind of beautiful. Factory Caves and Steiner have been banned out. 2 maps remain. Nope, Teos is dropped. Let's get him back in here.
Some behind the scenes news. So that was Kurlon that yelled game comms at the restaurant?
Yes.
You're my new hero.
Someone yelled game comms at the restaurant?
So there was a bunch of us at a amazing poutine restaurant. And we all queued up, ordered, sat back, and as our orders were ready, the staff would shout out names. And of course, half of us are giving our in-game names, so they're having fun trying to figure these out.
Oh, jeez.
We're all chatting. It's a small place. We're loud. And the poor woman at the counter's trying to call out someone's name. No one notices, so I yelled out clear comms, and the whole room went silent for about a 3 beat, and then burst out laughing as we all realized that, yes, we did just respond to that in real life.
That's how you know you might be playing a little too much. On the other hand, very good to know that it works in real life. Even civilians respect the power of
life in certain situations.
Alright, we have Blaketown and Teos rocking a classic Brawl Victor from Blaketown, AC-20 and 3 SRM-6 Artemis. Teos in his Warhammer 6R from yesterday, 2 LB-20s, 3 medium pulse lasers. Slave Labor and Pelmashek not altering their pick from last time. The AC-10 Victor and the LB-10 Ilyamura Mets both coming to the field. Closing distance, it's going to be a hard brawl immediately. See which team has the superior focus fire. Teos and Blaketown trying to rotate around the left-hand side of Pelmashek and Slave Labor. Get themselves some backs to chew on, perhaps. They appear to have split the approach. Teos is cord. Pelmashek drops Teos. Unceremoniously dunked on. Warhammer did not twist terribly well there. That leaves Blaketown cored as victor against AC-30, with plenty of armor left on Pelmashek and slave labor. One side gone with CT-1 touch, and Pelmashek drops to Blaketown. Sorry, Blaketown drops to Pelmashek. That would have been a significant upset. So 2-0 for Pelmashek and slave labor over Teos and Blaketown. Pelmashek and labor advance. All right, we have made it into the top 4. So while I get this match set up, Kurlan, would you like to give away a trio of mech bays?
I can do that. And we'll just
Well,
do
back in
this
the
so
days
people
of
can
3
see.
mechs to level up, that'd be an awesome prize.
That was before my time, and I'm glad of it.
Dorf on MWO gets the first code. Make sure I got that spelled correctly. Okay. Second McVeigh goes to... Sarah the Dutch Rebel gets the second mech bay. And the third one is going to go to...
Hello, Pirate Queen Beckett. This is a shitty impression of Duncan Fisher. Sarah the Dutch Rebel. I can appreciate that name.
I don't know how to pronounce this one.
Oh, entertain us and give us
Sadu?
a try. Thank you.
For the third mech bay. Meanwhile, looks like we have a map chosen.
Factory Steiner Caves and Boreal all banned. Liao, once again. Very popular 2v2 map for some reason. I think these pilots know something I don't. I guess they do by definition, since I'm back here yelling at them, as opposed to being in the cockpit, actually competing.
Isn't it odd, Sarah, how mech bays don't say empty for very long?
It is the damnedest thing.
I feel proud that I finally made it up to 5 before my computer died.
I haven't had more than 2 open in ages. Finally have a mech bay open. Glad we could help out, Sarah. Have to feed the mech edition.
I wouldn't say that's a boring name. It conveys a lot of information in one shot. We know you're Sarah, we know you're Dutch, and you're a rebel. What more could you ask for?
These are all very important things.
Yeah. Tells us a lot about you, actually.
It's one of those names that immediately raises questions, and I like that. Well picked.
Like, did you ever meet Goldmember? I just want to know.
If so, we might need to introduce you to someone on Beef Comms called Cyber Cobra.
Oh, Meta, they're wanting an update on your Mech aids.
I wasn't aware that was public knowledge, but with the addition of some very special anti-fouling paint and an awful lot of scrubbing, my Atlas should be okay. Remember to use protection when you go anywhere near clan mechs, guys.
Or the beef.
No comment. Alright, Krasnopetsky and Data have locked for our drop on Liao Jungle, Bowser and Stimrog to lock next. Apparently some last minute swapping going around. Stay away from the Gundam girls. Yeah, no kidding, Lev. We prefer our chunkier, more realistic, but still quite fanciful Battletech.
Okay, maybe the beef's airstrikes, because they're completely safe airstrikes.
There is no way to protect yourself from those, unfortunately. If you're in solo queue, it's just a matter of time. Press F to pay respects for Sonic. And if you don't know what I mean by that, go look up the Beef's War Crimes video on YouTube. Suffice it to say that our community has unintentionally and intentionally makes a habit of knocking the crap out of each other from time to time. Even when we try very hard not to. Or indeed, especially when we try very hard not to.
Beef getting the gulag.
Again. I like how you're jumping on all the chat trends early, Riding, because you're in the chat without the delay here.
Yes, I try.
Alright, Stimraug breaking out his splat linebacker once again. Bowser sticking with the pulse-based Bounty Hunter 2, not worried about any counter picks now that he's shown this mech on stream. Data and Krasnopetsky are reprising their Jaeger mechs, but this time with LB2s instead of AC2s. Possibly worried about heat from last time, or just going for more crit DPS. Trying to force a long-range engagement. Stimraug able to approach fairly cleanly. See if he tries to maneuver behind these Jaeger mechs and clear out their backs. They got the potential for a good pincer movement going on here. But Stimraug has isolated himself from Bowser. If Bowser can get some clean backburns in, they'll be in very good shape. Stimraug taking some damage. No critical components damage just yet. Surprised to see Krasnopetsky and Data not focusing Bowser early. That Marauder is a much juicier target. Easier to pick apart than the linebacker with its high speeds. Data's Jaeger, very weak in the center torso, getting blasted from behind by the SRM blasts. And one of the Jaegers falls. Data drops. Bowser takes him down. Bowser has been halved, but it appears that a standard engine is keeping his heat dissipation in decent shape. Krasnopetsky, very weak CT, one touch away from death, and Bowser burns him cleanly through the CT with his remaining lasers, chalking up a victory for himself and Stimraug. A strange asymmetrical pick beats out Jaeger AC2 spam. Very nicely done, gentlemen.
I miss this game so much sometimes.
I'll get you back up and running at some point.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
Stimrog dropping out for 2 minutes. Router restart. It's not one thing, it's another. I will get an invitation out to him, which is pointless because he's just going to log out of the game, so I'll have to wait on that. All right. And let's see here. We're moving along rather nicely. 3 total matches till the end, so let me see what else is in this lovely little carton of goodies that PGI has sent my way. Hey, Kurlon.
There we go. Helps if I unmute.
Helps if you unmute, definitely. 2 mech bays, please. Power to the people.
2 mech bays coming up.
And just in case there's anybody from PGI in the stream watching, I want to thank you as well for the additional prizes that you gave for this fundraiser. It means a lot that the developer took the time out to.
You're not kidding, Nasty. That Bounty Hunter 2 has been the surprise of the tournament for me. Strange pick, but it seems to be working.
EMP's always had strange picks, though, for their mechs.
Something in the water over in Europe.
Level 98777. With
Another one of our competitors. Commence the regulations.
And very complex for the second mech bay.
What do you mean it's rigged, Lev? I haven't received your money. Good God, these pilots are trying to bait me, I swear. So many people in and out of this lobby.
And for those of you who are concerned, I did locate my dry erase markers. Panic over.
So we have all our props in line.
All props are in line. I can now update the days since last radio cast correctly to a big fat 0.
On that subject, should we change that to hours since last radio cast?
Now, let's not get carried away here.
Yeah, you're right. It should be minutes.
Ow! Wow!
I only speak truth to power.
I mean, I can't say you're wrong.
Oh, Pell. That's cold.
A little bit of discussion over who bans first, apparently.
And the loser gets first ban in the 2v2s, which there's some discussion surrounding that. We will entertain those after the tourney, but for the time being, the loser bans first and locks first.
Should I just go ahead and mark Caves as banned anyways?
Probably.
You guys should let the announcers do the first ban, just to screw with them all.
That'd be funny. Getting bored with the out jungle, are we?
No. Just to add an extra flair of unpredictability for the teams, True test of skill. At least that's what I'm going to go with.
Factory is out, Caves is out, and Steiner is out.
Apparently they're listening to us.
Hey. So it's going to be Boreal Reach. 2v2 pilots seem to be preferring the longer range maps.
Makes sense. Give you a moment to actually move and position before you're right in the middle of the brawl. Snow was picked up once again. Didn't think we were supposed to get any today.
Alright, pilots agreeing to switch the lock order here. Yes, I will be having a look at the 2v2 rules afterwards. Always going to take feedback on these if there's factors I've overlooked. Bowser and Stim both looking for reinvitations. It's numbers 7 and 8 for this lobby. Alright, Bowser and Stimrock are out. They should be back in shortly.
Yes, Captain Cat, this is content. The finest in content I can create. There's some more of it. Handcrafted just for you. This is the excitement
So
of...
romantical.
Yeah, this is the excitement of tournaments. You're herding cats who are only talking to each other over chat, maybe VoIP, around the world. This is not a super organized, corporate operated, structured league, so you gotta be flexible. Yeah. You gotta be flexible, you gotta expect some downtime.
Yeah, Bowser and Stim are understandably sticklers on this. They have, in fact, quoted my own rules at me and have made me realize that I've had this order wrong. So we are correcting it as of this point. And away we go. All right, Bowser and Stim should be back in shortly. I'm sure if I spam invites at them, they'll get back here quicker.
And Banana, feedback is appreciated. I'll take all I can get, as I'm still learning this. Now that said, if you got suggestions for alternate content while we've got some pauses here, because as much as I'd love to, I can't do giveaways constantly. We'll run out of them too quick. Give me some ideas. So it looks like I see players locking in, so we should be in a match here shortly.
Bowser and Stimrog locked at 140 tons, and Krasnopesky and Data mirror it at 140 tons of their own. Yeah, we'll try and get the giveaways on top of the pick ban phase in the future, Banana. Hadn't exactly predicted this one taking as long as it did. But you raise a good point.
Override engage.
Alright, Bowser appears next to Stimraug in identical Summoner Ds with twin UAC 10s and that hefty 30% jam chance quirk. Nice high mounts in these. They're probably going to try and abuse terrain to burn down their opponents. Let's see what Krasno and Data have brought to the field. Data apparently taking a page out of Bowser's book with a Bounty Hunter 2, but this time with medium pulses, ER small lasers, and an LB-10. High DPS, but not particularly good burst here. Krasnopesky and a Catapult Butterbee with small pulse lasers and SRM-6s. Very, very unusual pick there, especially with the vulnerability of the Catapult's arms.
New target acquired.
Krasnopesky closing in, trying to bring his DPS to bear. Bowser drops Data. Focus fire proving powerful there. That's the Catapult against two summoners remaining on the field. Bowser's open CT and running away. Doing his best to protect his center torso. Krasnopesky whiffing a few shots from his Catapult. Could well be the death of him, but he's doing a good job of running Bowser down, keeping the pressure on. Krasnopesky is pretty heavily heat capped at this point. Trying to manage carefully. Sight lining himself off from Stimraug. Still trying to burn down Bowser, but having trouble making those SRMs connect with Bowser's jump jetting. Right torso falls off Krasnopesky as he gives his back to Stimraug, and he finally goes down to an overheat death as he loses the LFE side.
Good job, soldiers.
Bowser barely making it through. Stimraug in fairly good shape, and high damage from the summoners at over 400 apiece. Krasnopesky and Data take a loss to Bowser and Stimraug. right. That moves Krasnopetsky and Data into the fight for third place. And Stimmerog and Bowser advance to the second place match. All right. Moving on to our next set of competitors.
I was thinking the exact same thing, Warner. Same thing.
So we've got slave labor versus Pemelchek. Or sorry, slave labor and Pemelchek versus Level and Pirate Queen Beckett.
Factory and Caves drop out.
Not surprised.
So that's two of the closest range maps out, followed by Steiner, middle range. So we're looking at a long range fight on either Liao Jungle or Boreal Reach.
Well, the last time they brought brawls to Boreal Reach, so
Who knows? Pilot's apparently keen to save me the trouble of locking the of changing the maps today. Boreal Reach again.
no, Banana, there is no love for Factory.
Or
Not
Caves.
much love for Caves either.
All right, Pelmashek drops out to make a mech change. And invitation back out.
Meta, that's a good question. Are they allowed to change servers for these 2v2 matches?
They're allowed to change servers if they mutually agree. North America is the default, but if both teams want to go to, say, EU or OC, we can make that change. But there needs to be mutual agreement. That's the issue.
Okay, there you go, Bird. Unbashed Bird. There's no such thing as too many caves, Cat. No such thing.
Team 1 locks at 150 tons. All three pilots locked, waiting on Lev. We'll see if he brings that mad as hell Nightstar once again. Nightstars are a tricky and much maligned pick for quick play, but bring them into 1v1s and they have some interesting advantages.
I may have to go over that with you because I haven't found a use for my Night Stars.
Well, the UAC 20 heat scale limit quirked one is interesting, as is the Ghost Heat quirked one, but the Ghost Heat quirked one for ERPPCs and Gauss is actually better in quick play. Probably the best variant in quick play, but it still doesn't have great convergence with those Gauss rifles way far away.
You don't have any tables that are a little wobbly and need one leg chalked?
Right? Just throw a wedge under there. Yeah, Night Star will still suffer from poor hitboxes no matter what you do to it, so it's always a risky pick even if it can carry some strong loadouts for 1v1s. There is a version that can do twin LB20s and twin snubs in 1v1s, but that variant is unfortunately banned out for the purposes of this tourney.
So I think ultimately my dislike for Boreal at this point is there are no interesting scenic vistas for me to start the map from.
Aw. It is pretty much a stand and deliver type map, especially if you have range. Slave Labor bringing his triple AC-10 Victor alongside Pelmashek in a triple AC-10 Cataphract. The Russians sticking to their guns. Lev bringing a Vapor Eagle 2 with an Ultra 2 and Clan AC-2s, alongside Beckett in a medium and large pulse laser Banshee 3M. Interesting pick. 3M does not have great mounts since the changes to its geometry, so it can't peek particularly well. This will be a long-range engagement from Beckett. Against AC-10s, that can out-DPS him pretty strongly. And Beckett can twist away damage. He has time in between his burns, but so far he's been stacking the laser burns and more or less face-tanking those AC-10s, taking his chances against the aim of the Russians. Slave Labor and Pelmashek closing rapidly. Although Pelmashek's Ilium Muramet's quite slow, 57 kph on a heavy mech.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
Lev's Vapor Eagle has been cored CT. Despite the weak left torso and most of the weapons in it, they seem to be just drilling him out center torso in this mech. Beckett drops in the Banshee 3M, large CT betraying him.
Destroyed.
Lev halved and taken out by Pelmashek and Slave Labor. Alright, entering the second ban phase with Lev and Beckett down one.
And while we have a moment, I would like to call out Angelset's channel, twitch.tv/Angelset there. A Warframe streamer that has come over to help us out today. So thank you very much.
Welcome, Warframe. We too enjoy Mecha. Team 1 bans out Boreal. Caves once again. We may not see caves today at all. Boreal Caves and Steiner banned, leaving Liao Jungle. Oh, never mind, not leaving Liao Jungle. It's gonna be Factory. Enjoy yourself, Banana. Ask and ye shall receive.
Yes, Sarah, that was yesterday.
I turned my back for 1 second and pilots are leaving lobby left and right. Get back in here, Pelmashek.
I think you need a different co-pilot, Lev. Clearly Caves is the superior option. While we wait for them to walk in, we're determining who's fighting for third and who's fighting for first. If I'm reading the bracket correctly.
Determining who's going to be fourth and who's fighting for second, yeah.
Okay.
It's basically, the winner here will go on to fight for third. The winner here will go on to fight for first, my mistake. The loser will go on to fight for third. There we are.
Okay, so we just got a new donation in.
Did we now?
Yes, we did. We are now up to $600 thanks to Angel Set.
Yes. Someone apparently wanted to even out the numbers. We greatly appreciate that, Angel Set. Good stuff.
So, yeah, if you enjoy Warframe at all, give her a follow and watch her videos. She is an awesome person.
Okay, we're not going to move around the caves at the moment because apparently I'm flying through the building.
Oops. Remember, guys, 2v2 fashion submissions are still up. DM your mechs to Teos or post them in the MWO comp Discord in the 1v1 channel. It must be a mech you dropped today to be considered. Lev breaking out his Ultra 20 Nightstar once again. Beckett returning to his Crab 27B. Rocking the standard 6 medium pulse laser build. And once again, Cataphract and Victor from Pelmashek and Slave Labor. Combo that's been serving them quite well today.
Target acquired.
Target spotted.
Pilots seeking a high engagement here, engaging well outside the range of Lev and Beckett. Trying to get some early damage in from quite far away. Pelmashek and Slave Labor sending their ACs downrange. Quite effective strat so far. Lots of damage in on Lev, especially with the nice pinpoint damage of those triple AC-10s on Slave Labor. Lev opens CT. With Slave Labor threading the needle on this very tight area of terrain that Lev has placed himself in. Still managing to core Lev out very nicely. Lots of structure quirks on the Nightstar, so still a good amount of health remaining. Pelmashek drops down on Azilia Muramets, possibly to close the distance onto Lev. Beckett, not really a presence in this fight so far, as Crab has been well out of the running courtesy of being outside of optimal range. Orange CT, fairly weak, but all of his weapons intact and heat bar at 0.
Target acquired.
Spotted.
Now the brawl begins properly. Slave Labor is closed in, his triple AC-10s bearing down on Beckett. Lev taking up the rear, trying to preserve the center torso of his Victor. And Beckett takes several big hits right to the CT, opening him up despite the Crab's excellent hitboxes. Orange CT and one strong hit away from death.
Target spotted.
One touch on Beckett. One touch will drop him. And there it is. Pelmashek gets it
Some losses. Don't get
with the LB-10s out of the Ilya Muramets. That leaves Lev alive, halved in a Nightstar, with only one of his cannons remaining. against two reasonably fresh heavy Daka mechs. It'll take a miracle to pull this one back.
Target destroyed.
There we are. Pelmashek takes out Lev.
Good job, soldier.
2-0 in favor of Pelmashek and slave labor.
Good games, both groups. Those were some good matches.
All right, Beckett and Lev will stay in the lobby and be in place for our third place match against Krasnopesky and Data, while Pelmashek and Slave Labor advance to the second and first place match.
This upcoming one should be a good one.
Hey, Kurlon.
Are you going to ask me to give something away?
Yeah, 500 MC. I figure someone could probably use it.
Alright, if you're not active in chat, you don't get to win fabulous prizes. So make some noise.
Team 2, Lev and Beckett immediately ban out Factory, possibly stinging from their last loss. And Jungle drops. Today's most popular pick is out of the running.
I know, right, Bear Claw? They're starting to cheap out.
There's a
Mystery
possibility of
poison.
Caves here. Oh, now Caves is banned. So it's going to be Steiner Coliseum.
Alright, I'm going to do the documentation, then switch back over. Congratulations, Mystery Poison.
Hey, congrats, Mystery Poison.
Krasnopesky and Data locked at 140 tons. Lev and Beckett sold a siding, with the winner of this match to take home 1,500 MC per pilot, thanks to the generous prize pool from PGI.
And there is Mystery Poison.
Summoner is proving a popular pick today, with Krasnopesky and Data deploying a pair of them. Probably the Twin UAC 10 builds, if history's any indication. This mech is just a hair away from having a viable amount of ammo for quick play, but in 1v1s it works out quite well.
No matter the cost.
Lev deploying a Hellfire Void Gauss bomb. 4-ER meat and dual Gauss. Probably looking to play a ranged game here. And Beckett coming out also with Gauss bomb and a Blood Asp. Very similar range profiles here, looking to outtrade their opponents. But those summoners are going to be hard to get Gauss damage on with their excellent peeking profiles and jump jets. They can abuse terrain, and they have a bit of a DPS edge over these Gauss Bomb mechs. We'll see if Beckett and Lev can find a way to win their trades. Blood Asp, of course, not terribly agile, and it has very vulnerable hitboxes. Then again, with the volley fire of those Clan UAC 10s, it's possible Beckett can find a way to spread the damage here. Both of these mechs mounting their Gauss rifles in at least one side torso. So if those get popped, things could be very rough for Beckett and Lev. Summoner's getting a concave on them, trying to make Beckett very uncomfortable on the top here. Denying a power position, Beckett drops down.
25%. Airstrike online.
Lev staying up top, rather vulnerable to fire. And Beckett's Gauss rifle is immediately crit out of his left torso, taking that whole half of the mech with it.
Acquired.
Beckett halved, weak CT, and now open under the withering fire from the twin UAC 10s on both of those mechs. DPS taking the edge of retreating here. Lev in a similar situation, open CT and halved, and it was his Gauss torso that popped off. No, correction, he's managed to protect the Gauss torso. So still no explosion from Lev, playing it carefully, but missing a side torso means he's down a lot of DPS. And Data and Krasnopesky drop Lev and Pirate Queen Beckett to take their first win in the third place match.
Good match to both.
Yes, versus trading. Bold pick.
I agree, Dave. There's not much talk about 2v2, but it is extremely fun to watch. I will give it.
2v2s are really fun. And that's a difficult queue in Solaris and MWO, unfortunately, just because finding a buddy that wants to run with you can be a little difficult, scheduling, yada yada. But if you get a chance to run it, even if you're doing sync drops with the unit late at night or something, 2v2s are really good fun. It's really nice working on individual coordination with just two people at a time.
When I come back, I will have to give 2v2 a try. I've been doing the 1v1 Solaris mostly.
1v1's still good, but it's a much more complex game in 2v2s. Group maneuvering is really, really important.
So when I get back, I'm going to be looking for a 2v2 partner then. Anybody want to join?
I doubt you'll have trouble finding someone. We should do a sync drop night at some point. That'd be good stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we return to the Mech Factory, a CQC or long-range map, depending on how you play it. Very tricky to maneuver with a lot of these corners and a lot of the hard angular cover.
And the multi-level form of it makes the range trading kind of hard, though.
Yes, definitely. Trading can be difficult here, but Pop-Tarts have quite a bit of power.
Oh,
Krasnopesky and Data have 140 tons, possibly sticking with those summoners, which have a great deal of Pop-Tarting potential around the map. And Beckett and Lev lock at 150, and away we go.
Good night, Kat. Sleep well. And have a good start of the week for you too.
Yeah, good seeing you, Kat.
Filthy, filthy goons.
Filthy sync-dropping goons. Data's saying it's their first time on those summoners. I've only ever played these things in quick play, never in 1v1s and 2v2s. In quick play, their legs are so lightly armored that your own jump jetting can strip your legs, but take away a bit of ammo, and suddenly they become quite interesting picks for 2v2s. They're carrying a minus 30% UAC jam chance quirk. So those cannons have very, very good uptime.
Target acquired.
Something else I will have to try when I get back.
It's good stuff. High-mounted DACA, sort of a mid to close range Pop-Tart. Good fun.
well, I've always been afraid of the leg armor, so I've avoided them. But in the 2v2, 1v1 situation, that looks more prompt.
We appear to have a champion for the first time in the tourney. Yes, Beckett dropping the champion Invictus with 2 MRM 30s. Something of a poor man's quick draw, which is of course a ban mech for the purposes of this tourney. We'll see if those MRMs can find purchase on the big CTs on these summoners. Beckett pop-charting fairly well, but he's against very good mounts in these summoners.
New target acquired.
And Lev approaches in a Cyclops 10Q, an absolutely vicious brawler if you can use it well. 6 SRM6s with Artemis. He's inoptimal, but the summoners are doing a good job staying above his pitch range. And the summoners staying high basically have Lev and Beckett surrounded in the low ground here. No matter what they do, they're going to have to give their backs to somebody. And sooner no sooner said than Lev maneuvers to find the back of Data. Data twisting well, trying to keep his back protected. Does a decent job, only a little bit of light back damage taken. And now the Cyclops closes. Its DPS is nasty against big center torsos like this. Lev almost taking Data down, open CT and halved. Beckett drops in the champion. Data is one touch from that SRM blast. Lev takes down Data, 1v1 here. One summoner versus one Cyclops. Lev overheats, alphaing his SRM6s and forgetting his override. Plenty of armor left, he will probably survive this. Right torso crit. Is he LFE or has he built this with a standard engine for 1v1s? Enough ammo for the kill remaining on Lev. Krasnopesky very light on ammo. He may not have enough for the kill here. Data saying GG, perhaps preemptively. Krasnopesky may be going for the side torso kill here. If he can spike Lev's heat, just throw him. No, I stand corrected. Lev is already halved. The heat spike has not taken him out. So as long as Lev is careful not to overheat, this should be his match. Summoners lined up to take a strong loss here, despite the fact that they were complimented in the opening phase of the match. And if we do end up with a tie, we will redrop. No counting damage here, we need a proper win. Lev running a little low on ammo, but nowhere near as low as Krasnopesky. Side torso's open on Krasnopesky. And at 18 SRMs per volley, Lev has about 8 volleys remaining. Enough to kill, but Krasnopesky is not making it easy on him.
Shall we have a ramming speed match to end?
We may get that no matter what we decide. Ammo levels, of course, can be run much lower for 2v2s and 1v1s, but in this particular case, it seems both pilots have run a little low. Krasnopesky maneuvering for the tie, hoping to run Lev out of ammo.
Fuel at 0%.
Lev with 86 remaining. Still being pretty free with his ammo, only 68. Basically 4 volleys. One touch on both side torsos in Krasnopesky, with 3 volleys remaining for Lev.
Oh, biting my nails.
This will be a really weird match if it winds up not going the distance. 2 volleys remaining from Lev. He'll have to land them both to get the kill. 1 remains. And it will have to take out the summoner's right torso. So can Lev make this shot? Playing it very cautiously. Summoner's not going to drop down in all likelihood. Krasnopesky shielding his right side, still plenty of CT armor. Can Lev get the kill? And Lev realizes he's on his last volley. He's trying to make this one count. Krasnopesky banking on sight lines to eat up most of those SRMs and hopefully keep him alive. Lev does it on the last shot!
Beautiful volley.
Woo!
Wow.
Patience is not natural for me, Lev says. Holy crap. That was... I can't believe that actually went the distance. My word.
That was a stunning match.
All right. So we are now even at 1-1 in the third place match.
Oh, and chat goes wild.
As they should. Lev deserved that one. And where'd Team 1 go?
They're probably dropping out to change up their builds. I would not be surprised to see them come in with just a tad bit more ammo this time around. Re-inviting, one moment.
Ah, there we go.
All right, then. Boreal and Jungle are the first two bands as we wait for Data to rejoin the lobby. Data presumably still on comms with Krasno, so Krasno's handling the bands here.
So if they popped out to change the ammo on the summoners and they run them again, are their legs now a more viable target with that 1-2 tons that they're taking off to add extra?
It's possible. I mean, a half ton of ammo could be all they need, so it might not be a significant amount of stripping. Depending what they're up against, it might or might not be worthwhile to take the risk on shooting legs. A summoner does store a lot of its ammo in the side torso, so if you wind up losing one of those, basically half your firepower goes with it.
Yeah.
Boreal, Jungler, Steiner, and Caves out.
Nice change to caves there. I appreciate that, Kurlan.
Krasnopesky and Data keen for a rematch here.
Cyclops is an awesome mech, unbereavable. Sorry, unbeaverable. You guys will have to excuse me. I've had some pain medicine today.
No worries, sir.
I was letting chat know.
Yeah, the Cyclops 10Q, if you haven't tried it, Unbeaverable, is a real powerhouse of a mech. It's hard limited on its maximum range, but once you get inside 270 meters, it is an absolutely brutal machine. It's kept in it's kept off the ban list here because it is somewhat vulnerable. It has a CT that protrudes slightly and is fairly easy to pick off, and it has a very hard limit on its range. So there are obvious and immediate counters to it, which Krasnopesky and Data are about to try and take advantage of as they reprise their pick of the twin Ultra 10 summoners. This time with, yes indeed, more ammunition. So we'll see. Correcting the pick from last time. Beckett breaking out his crab once again, with Lev sticking with the mech that won him the last match. His Cyclops 10Q, 6 SRM 6 Artemis, and 1 Rocket Launcher 15 in the center torso. You can also run an SRM 2 or an SRM 4 in the center torso for even more alpha. You give up a little bit of ammunition to do that.
I wonder if they're thinking about the summoners leaving in the extra ammo thing once, the match starts. I wonder if he's going to torso twist more this time to spread the AC-10.
Kraz and Data did say they were running more ammo in the lobby, and they have been honest about that, so whether Lev and Beckett believe that or not remains to be seen, but Lev is closing in, trying to keep cover over his head to keep those summoners off of him. Lev and Beckett do have a serious range disadvantage here, so they're vulnerable to kiting strats, and we can see Krasnopesky and Data trying to move away. Lev moving across the map to counter. He is inoptimal, but SRM's 6 spread, even with Artemis and IS side, is fairly significant at this range. Lev getting some chip damage in. Taking a fair bit of fire in return. His SRMs are much lower mounted than the UAC-10s and those summoners. So they are able to get some significant chunks of damage in on him as he approaches.
5%.
Summoner is still looking fairly fresh. Weak center torso on Krasnopesky, orange armor. And ammo levels looking alright. Beckett not worried about ammo at all, sitting pretty in his crab.
New target.
But he brought yet another mech that has the ability to roll damage quite well, so this crab could wind up being a deciding factor here. Beckett gets a clean burn in,
Critical damage. Heat
taking his
sensor
peaks from down below. They're sort of cornered here, but the summoners have odd angles. Trying to peek around these corners is not good for the widely spread mounts in the summoner, even if they are nice and high.
Almost got them all. Clean up the survivors.
Krasnopesky drops Lev, Cyclops is off the field, most of the tonnage on this team goes down with it. Beckett now the victim of these quad UAC-10s. Krasnopesky vulnerable in the center torso, one good burn from Beckett will do it. Almost. Krasnopesky one touch, take it to 1-1, it's 1-1. Beckett has sliced his right torso remaining, left torso gone.
target acquired.
Not even taking the time to lock on to Data just yet. Data focusing him down, open CT, but yellow structure. He has the health edge on Beckett, it's just a question of whether he can get those UAC-10s on cleanly.
Center torso. Critical damage. Heat
Data brings down Beckett. One clean burn away from death. Data and Beckett not playing that very cautiously. Those summoners can peek well from range, but they decided to bring it in close and rely on their jam chance quirks to carry the day. Gamble that pays off. Very well done to these two pilots.
Yes, very, very well done.
All right, with that, third place goes to Krasnopesky and Data. And our first and second place match is coming up.
Yeah, Lev, I wanted to ask you, did they get a torso at that time and you had an ammo explosion?
All right, pilots trickling in for the next match.
And this match is for all the cookies.
All the cookies indeed. Second and first place being decided here. And be aware, pilots, I think as of right now, we only have one entry for the 2v2 fashion here. So unless you want to hand a free win over to Tios, let's get some competition in for that, shall we? Please DM him pictures or post them in the Goon 1v1 channel. Oh, never mind. We have Bowser and Stimrog entering. Good. We have a competition now. It is 2v2 in the 2v2 fashion contest.
And I did see some bolt-ons. At least either the last match or the match before, so I know people are dressing their mechs up.
Tryhard mode in fashion. Beef held one a while back, and someone managed to make an Atlas look like the Warhammer 40k Emperor of Mankind. One of the most impressive things I've ever seen on the battlefield. Alright, let's see what we have going here. We have Stimraug on the way in still.
All right, chat. Who you rooting for? Kurlon, I am loving the changes.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Me neither.
You did damn well, Beckett.
Yeah, Beckett, you did damn well.
Yeah, remember, your opposition's pretty damn strong. No shame in that whatsoever. Factory, Caves, and Boreal all banned out, followed by Steiner. It's going to be Liao Jungle once again. Today's map of choice, apparently.
It would be awesome if that somehow mysteriously changed over to Please Be Caves.
Why not Caves? Alright, we are winding down for the day. Last chance to type !Ridingwolf in the chat and help out our friend here in the midst of some medical problems courtesy of his time in the Army Rangers. We've already blown away the goal that we invented yesterday of $500 and gotten ourselves to $600. Love to see that go just a bit higher before the end of the stream. 2 or 3 matches to go. Let's see what we have here.
Remove the period.
Yes, sorry about that. Moobot is trying to patrol us, apparently, and doing a damn fine job of it. God, I still can't wrap my head around Lev making that last shot. He had to thread that SRM through 2 different intersecting ramps at 2 different levels to hit a side torso target that a world-class player was trying to shield, baiting out shots, and it was his last shot in that bloody mech. That is insanity to me.
Especially when you consider he threaded it through PGI invisible geometry.
Yes, not to mention hit reg issues, the whole 9 yards. It all lined up and Lev pulled it out on the last bloody shot. Get the feeling he'll be rewatching that clip quite a bit. Let's see if we have any surprises here. Bowser breaking out the Bounty Hunter 2 once again. Stimraug pairing up in his linebacker prime. Same combination that's been working quite well for them all day. And no surprise whatsoever for Slave Labor and Pelmashek, who are likewise sticking to their guns, their favorite guns, the Triple AC-10 Victor 9A1 and the Triple LB-10 Cataphract Ilya Muromets. An appropriately Soviet combination. Take big chunky mechs with lots of armor and put big guns on them.
Target spotted.
Let's see how this compares against the precision of Bowser's Bounty Hunter 2 and the raw splat and maneuverability on Stimraug's linebacker. Early shots coming in from Slave Labor. We'll see who they try to focus here. Bowser taking a cheeky peeking position from down low. He's actually covering the top of his mech because most of his weapons are arm mounted. Be trying to get some peeks from underneath here. Getting a nice clean burn in on Slave Labor's Victor 9A1. Still plenty of armor on that Victor CT. Surprised to see Bowser not going for the right torso on the Victor that would take out 2/3 of its firepower with no armor quips protecting that side. Bowser trading fairly effectively, making large and medium pulse lasers work very well on 1v1s despite the heat concerns.
Acquired.
And rotating now with Stimraug to keep pressure on. All pilots doing a remarkable job of not war criming their partners here. Bowser's arms possibly getting focused, weak center torsos on both of his opponents.
Almost got them all. Clean up the
Stimraug takes out Slave Labor.
Don't get sloppy out there.
Victor drops, 1 touch on the Cataphract Ilya Muromets. Bowser takes the risk, doesn't quite make it for another volley, bounces off the top of the heat bar, and takes out the Ilya Muromets in a final volley. Bowser playing very fast and loose through this heat there. had his right torso open and both of his arms open with one weapon critted out. I think that his opponents are starting to get wise as to how many lasers are in the arms of that Marauder. Not normally a target on the Marauder. It's a mech with big side torsos that are easily picked off. But in this particular case, with all the weaponry there, there's something to be said for going for arms. So Krasno and Data take a loss. And let's see where we are. All right, Bowser and Stimrog conferring on their picks for the final round here. Kurlan, do you have the links for the 1v1 and 2v2 fashion submissions?
I think I've got the 1v1 link from earlier on Discord. Don't hold me to that.
All right, we will be putting those pictures up in chat very shortly. They'll be in the Goon 1v1 channel on the MRBC Discord, which I believe we have a command for. MRBC, MWO Comp Discord. Steiner, Factory Caves, and Boreal all banned out. Liao is picked. All right, Pelmashek drops out to make a build change. We may be seeing them change up their strats for the first time today. Pelmashek back in, and Team 2 locked on tonnage. Let's see what Team 1 comes up with. Pelmashek and Slave Labor still at the max, dropping 150 tons as they have all day. See if that means change or not. Team 1 picks up to 140 tons and locks, and we are good to drop. This could be the decider. If Bowser and Stim pick up another win, that's them as the victors. Bowser and Stimrog leaving everything the same. Linebacker Prime and Bounty Hunter 2. The same Dark Horse pick that's been serving them well all day. First time we've seen anyone running lasers make it this far in the tourney. There's anyone who can make it truly work, it's Bowser, but it's still a very surprising pick. So far, his opponents haven't really known what area of his mech to focus. He's been halved a few times, open CT, but never actually killed. Tricky CT hitbox on this Marauder. Pelmashek sticking with the AC-10 Ilya Muromets. And slave labor with the AC-10 Victor 91. So all Pelmashek did was switch from LB-10s to AC-10s for a little more pinpoint damage. Apparently hoping that'll carry the day against Bowser and Stim.
Acquired.
Let's see what they come up with. Stimrog's been doing a very good job keeping opponents off balance while Bowser picks chunks off of them. So we'll see if he can repeat that performance.
Target spotted.
There's already a bit of a pincher maneuver going. Stimrog is flanking around through the Alpha 1 grid, while Bowser approaches from more like the Alpha 2 area.
Override.
Widely spread apart, inherently difficult to focus fire on them.
New target acquired.
Slave labor attempting to focus the side torsos in the linebacker as it dodges and weaves in and out of cover to his right. Not really sure which way to go. Bowser gets a burn in on his back, not clean, and the slave twists away the damage. 2 SRMs taken out on Stimrog. A lot of firepower gone.
Critical damage.
Stim loses his second arm. That's 80% of his firepower taken out.
Critical.
Bowser getting his left torso focused very heavily.
Activated. Left torso.
Stimrog trying to protect his right arm. Gets a strong blast from the slave labor to open the Victor's center torso right through the armor corks. Slave trying to ignore him and focus the back of Bowser. Bowser takes down Pelmashek and the earlier Muromets. Victor 91 twisting as well as it can, but that Marauder is spreading damage beautifully. Down 2 large pulse lasers. Stimrog also down most of his weaponry, with Slave Labor still sitting on plenty of ammo and all of his weapons, so he is in decent shape here. Bowser head tanks shot down to orange head armor, but it'll be difficult to follow up, so we'll see if Slave Labor can finish him out. Stimrog being patient, looking for one more hit under the center torso of that Victor.
Critical damage.
Bowser with the clean burn on the Slave Labor CT, taking him down and securing first place overall. That Marauder. What an oddball pick. And yet, there it is.
Can I hop in for just a second?
Yeah, of course.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we received a donation a couple of minutes ago in the amount of $177.77, and we are now at $777.77.
That is awesome.
Kurlan, do I have permission to swear on your stream?
Have at it.
What the frig, chat? Okay. $770, huh?
77777. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Chat, you're maniacs, and I'm kind of about it. Holy shit. I don't know what I was expecting, but that is a number, in fact. I mean...
Well, yeah, I'm absolutely floored.
What the hell? I want it to go higher. Obviously, I always do, but there's also a certain poetry in ending on that number.
Yes.
There's just nice symmetry there. I don't know. I mean, that's the end of the 2v2 bracket here. We've still got the fashion prizes to give out. So I think we want to review those on stream, perhaps. Can you flip over to that, Kurlan, while I sit here and absorb what the hell just happened?
Yeah, me too. That's awesome. And if whoever did that wants to send me a private message so I can thank you, that would be nice too.
Yeah, by all means.
But I understand if you don't want me to say your name on chat.
So, in the background, could someone fling me a couple links to the submissions so I can put something together?
Yep, I got you. Tios has them up in the Goon 1v1 channel on the MRBC Discord. God, why do I keep doing that? The MWO Comp Discord. They are votable with the emojis that are currently on them, so head over there to check them out. That is where the official voting will take place. And Kurlan will show them off on stream here in order to let you guys know what you're getting into. Little light on 2v2 submissions. There's still a little while to get those in if you guys want to coordinate your camos. And there is a hero mech of your choice up for grabs there. All right, sit tight just a sec, and we'll get some shiny mech fashion going. And yes, you can vote for multiples. It's just emojis on the single post. Only the RuPog emoji that Tios has so helpfully posted on each one will count.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
these are shiny.
chat's apparently pretty disappointed that you didn't cuss.
All right. Fuck. I hope you're happy, chat. One F-bomb, just for you. I thought it was funnier to ask permission and then go softball on it, but no. No, you gotta call me out. Freak, it's a Christian stream. You damn right, Banana. All right, then. Votes are coming in for that fashion contest. 2v2 submissions will be... we will probably do those off stream. I'm going to go ahead and say 2v2 submissions will be closed at 7 p.m. EST, otherwise known as an hour and 23 minutes from now. So get them in and they'll be posted for votes at that point. All right. You have those up, Kurlan?
Just a moment. Saving them now.
All right. Should be able to view them directly from the folder.
They're actually all posted direct in the stream, so I didn't scroll back far enough to get the folder link, but
Gotcha.
this works as well.
Those are some very nice looking mechs, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't decide, so I had to vote for 4.
I mean, that's technically not really deciding, is it?
Well, he left one out, I think. Or is it 2? Hang on. He left 3 out. Sorry.
Okay, we have
that works.
we have mech picks cycling through on stream.
All right, then. I will post a quick link to the MWO Comp Discord, just so anyone who is not able yet can drop in. And before I get wrecked by the bot, yep, there it is. Kurlan, do you mind permitting quickly?
There you go, sir.
Thank you. Lev, you send your mech pics to Teos via DM, or you can post them directly in the Goon 1v1 channel. Teos is collecting them all in that Google folder. God, I can't believe Grolsch is Fafnir. He got away with that. 2 LB20s, 2 RMM40s, 4 medium lasers. What a madman.
Yeah, it was sick. I'm personally going to be stealing that one. Yeah.
I like your modification to the total there, Kurlan. It's sort of the nani with the question mark exclamation point at the end.
It just felt appropriate.
$777.70 laced? Nani? And there it is. Good God. That was... I mean, I see it, and I know how big that number is, but I'm still convincing myself. Like, goddamn, chat.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
I'm just sitting here staring at the open PayPal screen, just boggled.
No.
I has a boggle.
Has a what? Oh my God, these 2v2 submissions.
What, are they posing them? Doing group things?
Some of them are... Look at the summoners, I'll put it that way. Actually, let me go ahead and grab a build code for the quick play version of that summoner in case anyone's keen to try it. Because I've had a great deal of fun with that mech. 30% UX jam chance, quirk, and hard-hitting UX like that is a nice combination. And very friendly mounts as well. Where are you? Oh, too many good mechs. S comes after W, right? Yeah, totally. There it is.
Thank you for the build code. Bowser says 20% jam.
Oh, 20%. Yes, pardon me. It's been a minute since I built that.
And yes, pro streamer, I am playing with the settings on the slideshow while we're watching. So 2v2s should be showing. There we go. Should be in there as well for those that want to see them.
Again, rustic. Again, 2v2 submissions will be open for another hour and a quarter, roughly. So get those in if there are any more to come. And I think we will offline the pick for which ones are going to win fashion. If we have a tie, we'll have to do a tiebreaker round. But I don't see that as terribly. So we'll see.
So my bank won't accept $777.77 because it's not a round number. So we need to get that last $22.22.
Blame the bank, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to blame the bank. Yeah, thank you. I'm just being a smart aleck.
And if it works, then you're just being smart. I think at the moment I got to give points to the Warhawk for taking the pick with the arm blown off so you can see more of the decals.
That is a nice touch. Like, I will take off my own arm in order to show off my camo better. That's a handsome mech. I've still never tried that CQC Warhawk. I really ought to fix that. Probably a bit nasty in quick play. And light on ammo. And I love that mech. I just wish there was more build variety for it. All right, Lev, let me know if you were able to get your screenshots in. And other than that, I think we are fairly close to winding down here.
Oh, okay. So I know who the culprit is now that for the big donations. Warthog, thank you from the bottom of my heart. $200 in donations.
Good
we are
God.
now at $800.
Oof.
Dude, you rock.
Warthog, you're an overachiever, and I'm about it. Thank you very, very much, sir. God. 800, not quite even. That will do. That will do.
I do love me, my Mech Warrior
touch on here, Kurlan?
I think we're good, sir.
All right. Don't forget to swing by the MW Comp Discord once again to finish up voting for those fashion picks. We will close the 1v1 entries. Sorry, 1v1 entries are closed. The vote will wind down as soon as 2v2 entries close in an hour and a quarter. And we'll make the 2v2 picks after all the votes seem to be in at some indeterminate time in the future. Bowser and Stimrog, don't forget to get me your picks for the Ultimate Mech Pack of your choice. We'll get those to you as soon as I can get in touch with PGI. And Ultimate Mech Pack winners will be informed through Teos as soon as all the votes are in. And with that,
we got another donation to try to even it out, too, at the same time. And we're at $822.24 now.
Two people baited each other. I love it.
I love you guys, man. Thank you.
Damn, I'm trying to wind down the stream here, and you guys are like, no, let's keep it going. let's make sure that he's as sleep deprived as possible tomorrow and his voice is completely wrecked. Because, you know, starting this whole thing with a scratchy throat wasn't enough. No, I've got to suffer even further.
Did you go get any more tea?
No, I've had only one cup today, and I've been running off of, well, nothing since. So, needless to say, that will be in order as soon as we wind down here. But first things first.
All right. Well, in that case, I don't have anything else to give away. Matches are done. We've done a good job raising money for Ridingwolf. I'm going to call it a stream.
I totally agree. Everybody, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Kurlan, for running this. Thank you, Ridingwolf, in a weird way, for giving us the excuse to host all this madness. Whiskey Cat, thank you so much for the front page slot yesterday. PGI for all the rewards. And thank you to the audience for sticking it out on this very professional cast. We'll see you around.
Bye.